Hello everybody, and welcome back to some more UFO 50. Last episode that we were, actually playing a new game, I once again forgot to roll. Elvazar's hat just got me way too into the game, and I forgot to do the roll at the end of the episode. That looks like a 57 to me, which divided by 2 is 23 or 24. We've already done that one. We got an 84. That's 42. Which we've done Night Manor. We're reaching a point where I've started to see certain games enough times. Number 20. That one is number 10. That one I can see. Alrighty. Devilition. Let's see what this game is about. Devilition. Alright. Well, let's, first off, I didn't look at the controls. Select piece, rotate piece, cancel please, placement. Is this the game I think it is? It is. We started this town with high hopes, unaware of the evil below the surface. Now the Horde threatens our very survival. You once claimed knowledge of alchemy and boasted of explosive chain reactions. Was it all just bluster, or are you the one to save us? Yeah, so this, to my understanding, is kind of meant to be sort of weird. Oh, interesting. Is kind of meant to be a sort of weird, it's meant to be a weird sort of puzzle game akin to the likes of, what's it called? Akin to the likes of, like Dr. Mario or Tetris even. Now, I don't know if the demons themselves explode in any sort of way, but I do know that the guys that I'm placing are gonna explode, and I'm assuming they're gonna go left to right, top to bottom. Let's see here. We can always place this. That looks like it just goes in a line. Yep, that does exactly what I thought it would. Now, I do have to question whether or not things are going to, chain react, or whether I just have basically the one detonate and that's it. Lands on target. Okay, that should be, detonate a piece. I see. Okay. The Horde overwhelms the town, you lose. Okay, I see what's going on here. Sorry. Okay. Got it. I understand now what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. Okay. Look, this is the game, this is this game, this is how UFO 50 tends to be, where, the first time you do something, you end up not necessarily knowing exactly how it's gonna work. Yeah, no. That, honestly, you know what, makes sense. That will kill. See, I wish I could place right there, because very clearly, Okay. Maybe... God, this is definitely... This is way more difficult than I thought it was going to be. Because I remember having looked at this and being like, this'll be an easy game, you know? And now I'm like, oh, I see. It's not easy at all. You also kind of have to remember what each piece does in terms of, like, placement-wise. Yeah, let's do this. We can do that. And now the current issue is more, how do we get the guy below active, which I think if we do this, that gets majority of them. Rocket target should just go here, and that should just be it, I believe. Yeah, we start by detonating this bad boy. And there we go. Full clear. Town survives, demon clear bonus. Okay, so that's how Devilition's gonna work. Got it. 21 pieces to get as many demons as we can. Okay, you know what? I like this game. This is a very, very interesting one. It is way more than I guess I kind of initially took it for. Yeah, I'm kind of interested to see how this goes. The main thing is obviously figuring out now just getting how do I get everything going properly. Again, it's one of those things where you kind of have to remember how each piece works as you place them, which I kind of wish there was a way to highlight each piece, basically, just so that I could, you know, see what it is that I'm doing with everything. Yeah, we're gonna put you there. We'll set you up here to trigger that. You can set here. So right now we have a fair few unlinked pieces. This should help out with that linkage. Okay. Cool. So yeah, sorry, my brain is also trying to figure out the exact way that I want to do this. So right now this guy is our dead end. This guy hits here and here, you hit here and here, you hit here, and here. So basically all enemies in this clump are accounted for. The one that isn't accounted for is all the ones down here and the one up in the top right, which should be doable if we just keep chaining into each of these. Yeah. We want to go down. I want this to be set up in such a way that it shoots over there for us, because that's our real issue currently, is this. I kind of feel like I need a snake to go right here. Or another devil, which the game is giving me so many of these that in all honesty I should just use them. We do this, and then I do this, and I believe that's just detonate right there. Yeah. Because we should have everything all figured out. The frog is not linked. The frog is not linked. There we go. Now the frog is linked. I believe if I hit right here, that should just get everything. Boom, boom, and kaboom. Perfect. There we go. Another set down. Got got another villager for us, which is good. Okay, perfect game. What the hell is that thing? It would make sense if that thing has extra health. I'm gonna be honest. This looks pretty obvious. Like, I hate to say it, that one looks pretty obvious to do. Yeah, now we need to somehow get out of there. And I think the best way for us to do that is gonna be like that. Okay, and then frog lines us up, honestly, to do that. I can set you there. Set you... that kills you. So set you like this. We then want this to go by. We're kind of in need of... we're in need of another piece that's gonna launch stuff. We'll do that. We'll do that. I'm trying to carry the game with as much stuff as I can. Well, that's annoying. I mean, that works, you know, and that works as well. That should just be detonate right there for us. Yep, that works exactly as I thought it would, where it was going to be, it has extra health, which I'm glad that it was able to very clearly denote that. Some of the games have had a hard time denoting their, you know, special features on certain enemies, so yeah. Alright, another person for the town. We only gotta get to 10 as well. And 24 pieces to do so. Alrighty. So yeah, basically each of the helmet guys, if I could, you know, word. Oh my god, hiccups for a moment. Each of the helmet guys has basically 2 health. They have 2 health, not basically has. They have 2 health that we need to get through to actually, you know, do stuff with. So you hit those guys. We want you to sort of work to pass things around. I'm kind of hoping there's a diagonaler that I can place down, which I'm gonna bet on it. Okay, cool. We want somebody here. Well, I mean, that's a very big version of a diagonaler that doesn't do half of the things that I really want it to do. Honestly, the thing with it is, though, is we can use it as our spark because I haven't built that in yet. And then what I can use this for is this effectively covers the diagonal that I was after. Now we just want a frog to sit in that corner to pass up to here. Or, you know, just another diagonaler. I mean, that works too, I guess. You can do that. That also works fine. We'll put you here. The bombardier works amazingly well for this. And then the problem is currently we need an extra way to get up and out of there. This works perfect there. That can sit right there. That can go there. I mean, I did say I need a bomb frog to do this. Boom, that goes right there. Okay, so currently the living ones are the far leftmost 3. Which, if... I mean, first off, oh, that's an annoyance. Oh, hold X to cancel. Okay, that's good. I was like, oh, that's an annoyance. If you mess anything up, you're immediately stuck in. So that goes there. The bombard is actually kind of perfect if only I had considered a little bit more than that. You know how we do this? Yeah, we have everything that I need on there right now. We do that. We do that. And what I do is I put another bombard right there. Okay, and that should just be detonate right here, I believe. Yep. Boom. Boom. Everything's going crazy. Kaboom. Kaboom. Perfect. Thread the needles. It's going exactly how we hoped it would. Like, honestly, you know, what I'm seeing is that this is the perfect game where I can kind of just sit and chill and puzzle solve. Okay. Alright, we've got multiple multi-lives. Okay, so I can see one thing that I am gonna, like, almost have to do, which is something like this. Which means all of those guys are linked in together. I could set this up like this. My argument to that, though, is more... If we have a diagonal here, that works great as a connection. We want a diagonal here, is what I mean by that, by the way. So we'll do that. And what I can do is I can do this, which will trigger and hit that guy multiple times. None of these are really the nicest setup for me. I think we want this. Okay, I need to think of how we're triggering this guy right now. The frog currently requires that a diagonal go in and hit it from either the top right or bottom right. The bottom right is currently our linchpin piece that we'd like it to use. However, the additive to that is currently if we don't get something there, it kind of is, well, it's obviously dud. We've got the bottom two purples handled. Again, the two demons right below the frog are handled. The one to the direct right isn't handled yet. But we can handle that with this. So that's just handled. Which also means that we want a diagonal there even more now. So we again are looking at, we want a diagonal piece to link into here. This can be our chain reaction spot. This also handles that now. Set a snake here just because well, hang on. We actually want this piece here. And that's because we're gonna need a way to move us on up. Honestly, the good news is that does help us. What we got here, because reminder, these work as diagonals that just point in a specific direction. However, you're currently still not interacting, which is bad. Why did I put you? Because I was going to chain off of you. That's right. We're not using you to do that necessarily the way that I originally thought I would. We'll do this. There's the bombard that I was kind of hoping to get at some point in the future. The problem is everything is hiding perfectly along lines that we want them not to be. Which is like, bruh, great, thanks. So we're gonna put this here. Just because that is kind of necessary. Ma'am, if you could just move a bit to your right, it would severely save me some pain. Okay, so we're gonna shoot these guys, and we're gonna use this guy to get us out. We again want another diagonal. We're running the I need a million diagonals to get things moving. I can do... Well, I can't necessarily do that. This is set up in such a way that it is genuinely just like, bruh, come the frick on. Let me hit things, you know, at this rate. Okay, so this is basically our best spot. We've got a snake, which I can use for that. Which means we're mostly chain reacted, other than the damn diagonal that needs to go in that one spot again. Let's see here. So that frog gets that. That goes boom, boom, boom. That hits all of those. I then technically, I think, overbuilt. But it's in a way that we're dodging the overbuild, which is good. I don't know if that's gonna keep things, actually. Which is an interesting concept. We're gonna put the bombard here. And at this point, I've accepted that we're gonna need to do... Oh, thanks. Glad you're here. We're gonna do a bit of jank, which is fine. That is what we need to do. I think we're missing a demon currently. Hang on. Yeah, that middle demon is currently unbothered. This demon right here, I mean, by the way, is currently unbothered, which if I do this, kills it, I believe. And then our starter is our frog here, which just goes kaboom. Yep. I'm like, we're chain reacting very funnily right now. So I'm assuming that those two counts as demons. They do not. Interesting. Okay. So they do not count as demons. Okay. What's the bet that that guy has 3 health? Oh, that's annoying. So the good news is we, oh, Jesus, I get 13 pieces? What do you mean 13 pieces for this? Brother, I do not have the juice. You yoinked it all. You yoinked my juice. Okay, let's just set this here. We're obviously not going to perfectly survive this. I don't think, anyways. This is one of those ones where I kind of just have to accept that stuff's gonna go wrong. And just hope and pray that the world gives me some stuff that I need. Especially when everything is going to kaboom slightly unsatisfyingly. Okay, so, God, jeez, this is a round from hell. Especially because I don't necessarily know how I'm supposed to handle you. Yeah. So, we really want a Froggy. So, boom. That goes up to there. We need a frog right above here. And that'll get triggered perfectly fine. Which will also allow me to trigger here. I said I need a frog right here. I do need a bombard. I do need a bombard. Lady, I'm sorry. I think you're gonna be sacrificed here for the greater good. I apologize. Oh boy. So, hang on. If I say you here, that gets the frog set up for trigger for you. And then we're also back at a place where I need another frog, which is a wonderful problem to have. Reminder that currently any of our units can be, any of the units along that blue line can be kind of our starter. Which means we have a chance if I do this, followed by this, followed by this, and we've already accepted that we're sacrificing this person right here. So, for the greater good, that goes there. Now, the only linchpin piece is you. Boom, boom. Oh, shoot, I messed that up greatly. I was doing so good on the math, and then I failed. Yeah, that was bad. That was bad. That was bad. Oops. Alright, it's fine, it's fine. Speedrun on back. We can do that. That was... Look, I want to say that I was kind of set up to fail there. But saying that is called admitting that, I done diddly darn did a bad. And or blaming the game, depending on your guys' interpretation. Regardless, the argument doesn't hold up, is the point. Let's see here. So, I kind of want this to go right here, which is not necessarily the easiest to work with for me. But I can, if I'm just willing to have the two spiky boys kiss each other, basically. Yeah, so that gets all of them so far, other than this bad boy and this bad boy. Yeah. So if I go like this, and we check, so you're gonna hit you, which will hit you. You're gonna hit you and you. You hit you. You're our linchpin piece. You know what? I'm looking this over. This looks fine. Boom. 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 There we go. Perfect. All good. Grand. Glorious. Now we just need to get through the rest of the pain again. And not be dumb. Okay. I can already tell you I'm using this here. Brother, that is nice. The benefit of this is it's really good at sending signals really far. Like, if you think of this more as wiring less than anything else, like, it really kind of starts to make a lot of sense to how you can design these. Because using it as, like, a sort of wiring system gets you pretty far, I think. And these are just faraway transmitters, basically. Now, you can sit there. You can sit right there, which gets us like 90% of them. Boom. You can sit right there, which gets the missing guy. And then really, it's just passing the signal up at this point. Because you get got by that. You get got by this, and then Ferragi gets got by that. And in doing that, and detonating specifically, I mean any of these guys, but specifically you, boom, 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 boom. There we go. That goes very fast. We go kaboom. We get another man. He's in a decent spot that isn't bothering us too much. I already see one spot where I'd like to Mega Bomb. Okay, we're gonna put you there. And we're gonna put you there. Pierogi needs to find a good spot. That's evil spots. Evil spots. Damned. Damn Pierogi being stuck in the demon spots where we can't really use him for anything. That's nice. Okay. That got us out of jail. So yeah, I can do this. The Bombard. The Bombard really needs to be used getting this guy right here, I think. Or this guy, one of the two. Regardless, basically, I'm not using it yet. You are gonna go best somewhere around right here. Yep. Yeah. One of the frogs is currently our linchpin, by the way. So if we go like this... You know, the other option for this is... I should have rotated... Well, no, because you were necessary. The other option for the Bombard is send it up so that we can send it sideways. But regardless, we kind of need that. Set you like that. Set you... Oh god. We're in another one of those places where it's like, none of the options are necessarily the greatest. Boom boom, boom boom, boom boom. That hits all of that crap. The left-hand side is all cleared. Literally, we just need a connector to get up to the top and handle that. Which again at this point is probably best handled by that. You're handled there. The snakes are our friends right now. Yep. Cool. Pierogi. Honestly, I want to save the Bombard for next round at this point. And yeah, just kaboom all of this. And like I've already said, one of the Pierogs is our starter piece. Kaboom, 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 and boom. One of the simplest little things that we could have done with that rocket. But is funny. Is funny. Okay, I see a pretty solid line for the Bombard instantly. However, I do have an argument to raise with it. Which is, instead of using the bombard innately as the line of killing for these, why not use this instead? Because it looks like I'm gonna need a bunch anyways to handle this. Which... yeah. Boom. Boom. Kaboom. Okay, cool. We're doing this way. Lands on target, which we will just set here for. Boom. I mean, at this rate, we're just doing the very funny of, if you don't know what to do, smash them with a rocket. And this should just get everything. Kaboom. Kaboom. Perfect. Negative issues. We're doing great. This is fine. You've got a wall of people built, which slightly less beneficial. Especially because that's like something that I have to get through now. Especially when you give me bad pieces like non-stop. You are in an evil location. Honestly, that's like almost a guaranteed place. You're also almost guaranteed to be something. Like, we're again in one of those positions where, like, I'm entering the damned if we do, damned if we don't stage constantly. That needs to go there. Currently, the main issue is more getting us going. We'll do this. We'll do this. That gets us going through. I can pass things on through using you in the future. Yeah, so currently our linchpin starter piece is that diagonal. Or kind of anything on that blue line connecting into that diagonal. Basically, we're using, yeah, we're using that. Which also does mean that that snake is a misplace, but well, not really much I can do about it. Okay, so, yeah, we're again in the spot where I'm like, I'm waiting on a Farogue. We're gonna put him here. Yeah, we're wanting a frog that sits right here, by the way, because that frog will jump to here, and that gets us basically everything we need and could want. Bombard. I hate to say that this is almost guaranteed to be one of those two spots, because how are we getting him up there? My other argument is we put it here, as we know that that'll be a good pass. The other option is we use it as the frog, basically, which is kind of what I'm thinking we do, just because we are in such a dire need. This needs to be something... This needs to be something like this. This guy can sit right here. Oh, hi, Mr. Frog. Glad you showed up when I needed you. We'll set you like this. Set you like this. Set you like this. That should be everything. Yeah, we just hit this bad boy, and that should be everything gone. Kaboom, 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 boom, and boom. Perfect. Chain reaction, go burr. I have achieved the old... Oh my god. On one hand, I'm glad that they're all coalescing in one spot. On the other hand, do you know how much they can abuse that? Do you know how much they are abusing that? So, part of me is curious about the Bahamut-looking fella. I'm honestly starting to think maybe it only has two, but what is the secret of the Bahamut-looking fella? I don't know. Like, why is he... Why do we have him? So yeah, no. The other thing that's evil about this is just how much there is covering. Like, I hate to say it, there is a person there that's looking like it needs to get sacked. Like, there's a million lines that I'm seeing that I'm like, So, what we're gonna do is we're gonna put you here, and we're gonna immediately set you here, like this. I don't want to use that for that. Like, okay, this is the best fire of this. I hate to say that. Like that is the best line from that. Now, obviously, it's not the best line in terms of doing things. Shush alarm. I forgot that I have alarms that go off at around about this time because I'm up early today. Do not, I wonder if somebody can figure out what that was from that. I might have to edit that, though. Yeah, I'll put a little marker. I'm probably editing that. Yeah, no. What was I doing again? Right. Exploding demons. The Bombard. I'm gonna say we pass on it for right now. Just simply because I'm not 100% sure how I want to do it just yet. And it currently scares me. I currently am a bit scared of using it, I guess. I don't know. So, let's be honest, the other great usages of the Bombard are to get across the gap. Which, that is a pretty significant gap that we've got there. So doing so is helpful to us. Let's just hit that guy. Let's see here. So the next big issue is handling the big boy there. We can come in from... We can come in from this. Yeah. The main issue is I currently don't know how we're triggering the... I don't know how we're getting up and hitting the Bombard currently. That is kind of the main issue that I see, is how are we kabooming the Bombard. So, okay, let me draw a little bit. So this one, we want a diagonal or a demon hitting this. This hits all of these. We're getting into here, basically, but this also wants to be a diagonal, which means that we want this guy to be something that we can do something with. Which means we want you to be you. Oh hey, you know, that's honestly kinda perfect. Couldn't ask for a better solution to this, in all honesty. The problem is that's not the perfect solution. Like, it's a good solution, don't get me wrong, but it doesn't necessarily solve my issues. Like, at best, what this does is it gives me the solution to how I start the Bombard, basically. Which is kaboom, wasted, well, not wasted. Honestly, that currently means we're still missing that demon. Now this would be good if and only if it didn't also kill a guy. Truly, the greatest problem with this world is that almost all of my attempts at saving them involves nearly killing them. God, yeah, this is becoming very complex, basically. I'm getting a lot of analysis paralysis, I will say. That is one of those things that I think is kind of common with this game, is the analysis paralysis. Let's set you there. You're perfect and exactly what I wanted. Honestly, okay. So that goes good there. This goes good here. Pierogi goes good there. We then just need to start this with that, and this is by far and away the most complex one that I've done. Let's hit detonate on this guy. Boom, boom. So the Bahamut did something. I missed hitting that guy on the right somehow. The town survives the round. It didn't add another one. Oddly perfect that didn't add another guy, I don't think. Okay, wowzers, that is painful for us. We're gonna set you there. We're gonna then set you here. This is a ginormous wall if I've ever seen one. Yeah. My only real problem so far has been overly fast play sometimes. That is the one thing I am noticing I keep catching myself doing, is trying to play a little too quickly. Okay, so let's use this. So you hit you and you. That gets you. That starts you, starts you. You get what's left of this. You get what's left of this. You hit you, which gets you. You get killed by this, which is perfect. The only one that's missing from this corner is then this part right there. So that gets us all of that. This is honestly a perfect frog for us. The next issue just becomes, how the frick are we getting down there? There is a giant wall in our way, like ginormous wall of just people stuck in the path that we need to go in. In some aspect, we do have... Okay, here's the thing. Only 3 are getting through to the next round. Only 3. In some aspect, that is plenty of fine. However, we did just get the perfect pierogi when I needed it. Which saves us like 90% of the stress. Kaboom! Kaboom. That leaves us with only 1 magically surviving. Of which, in all honesty, fair and valid. I don't know if there's a way for me to really get that out. Yeah, there isn't. We'll set you here because while you're armed and dangerous, you are more of a protective piece than anything. God, this is rough. We need a bombard, but like we need a bombard that doesn't touch anything. I could sacrifice a singular villager to get in. Oh wait, no, I have the solution on screen right now. That's just, hang on. We still have the solution on screen. I need another snake. Yeah, no, obviously. So that blue place was a bad placement right now, obviously. I can just set this as one of the strangest plays imaginable. And there's the snake that I need. Okay, I have the linchpin piece. It's this. You know, the piece that I didn't think was gonna be a linchpin piece. Perfect. Oh shoot, I messed up. I didn't linchpin it properly. I think we barely survive. I messed it up. I messed it up so stupidly. I literally remember saying, oh yeah, no, our linchpin piece cannot be something outside of there. Alright, well, shoot. I messed that up. I had that. I know I could do this. Like, that's the thing. I totally could do this. Survived for 10 rounds, gave the stove, yeah. Alright, well, let's see what's coming next episode. That is a 52, which is, let's see here, that would be 26. 26. No. We get 59, or is that 65? No, that's 59. I can read my dice. 59 divided by 2 is gonna be just below 30. It's either Vanger or Rock on Island, which we will take Vanger as the rounding. Vanger. Alright, well, we get to see what this is next episode. So once again, everybody, thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you all in the next one. Have a good one, and bye-bye.